Okay, and we are ready for our next run. NickRPGreen is running Metal Gear Solid 3 All Keratons on European Extreme. So take it away, Nick.
Thank you very much. Hello, everyone. I am NickRPGreen, and this is Metal Gear Solid 3 Snake Eater. Just in case there's any confusion, this is the original. I mean, this is the original game, but this is the HD edition of the game. It's technically the PC Master version of the Master Collection version of the game. There's been lots of different versions and ports of this game, but the important thing is this is not Metal Gear Solid Delta Snake Eater, which is the remake that came out less than a month ago. We are back. This is originally released on the PlayStation 2. As I say, this is the HD edition that was then ported to the Master Collection on the PC last year. Whew. Now that we've got that out of the way, let's get into the run. So this is All Keratons European Extreme. So as well as completing the game, we're going to be playing the game on the hardest possible difficulty, which is European Extreme. The main things with European Extreme is all of the bosses have more health, everyone deals more damage, but the most important thing is we have a thing called Game Over if discovered. That means the moment I'm spotted by any enemy guards is an instant game over. I have to reset the room. It will happen at some points, but hopefully we will try and keep it to a minimum. But with it being all Keratons, the other thing that I have to do is I have to take out all 64 Keratin frogs that are hiding in the game. There's one in nearly every room. I'll have to take out some of them whilst fighting bosses. Other bosses we don't have to, but we'll talk about those when they come along. We have to do this on New Game. You might see other Metal Gear Solid 3 speedruns starting on by loading a save, doing New Game Plus. Because we're doing all Keratons and Keratin progression carries on over between a New Game and a New Game Plus, we have to do all Keratons on New Game. So we're going to say I like MGS3 as our choice here because it gives us access to a camouflage that we want later on in the run. And of course, as I said, we are going to be playing on European Extreme. So the timer is going to start the moment I select our difficulty level. So let's count it down in 3, 2, 1, go! Over to David Hayter.
After the end of World War II, the world was split into two, East and West. This marked the beginning of the era called the Cold War.
That is one of the only unskippable cutscenes in the game. So we're now mashing through all of the opening cutscenes straight into the codec, and we are off. So this game is set in the 60s. This follows Big Boss. Before he was called Big Boss, at the moment his codename is Naked Snake. Naked because he's going into his mission with very little equipment and stuff, not because he's not wearing any clothes. You can see quite clearly that he is wearing clothes. So we've retrieved his backpack that he lost on the way in, and now that we have our backpack, we do have a weapon, and that means we can start shooting some frogs. Now, the Keratin frogs are tiny little mechanical dolls. The first one is on a ledge just behind us. I'm going to turn around, just see it over there. And you might just about make out that little wacka wacka, wacka wacka. That's one down, 63 to go. If Retreat, I hope you are prepared to keep count throughout the whole run, because I'm going to need the. I'm not going to need you to keep count, but you can do if you want. We move around these very real crocodiles, roll over the swamp, up this hill, and with the second frog here, we're going to get a little bit of an opportunity to get a bit more close and personal. You can actually see what we're shooting. There he is. There we go. So that's what we're aiming for. All 64 of those. 2 down. 62 to go. Now we're actually going to come across some enemies, some real enemies. And as I said, we've got Game Over if discovered on, so we're not allowed to get spotted. The first trick we're going to use is called a quick headshot. I'm going to run to here, auto aim, and stand up on my tiptoes. Puts me immediately in line to do a headshot on that guard. Getting past these next two guards, we're going to do what's called a trank roll, where we shoot the guard with a tranquilizer and then roll into him, instantly knocking him out. If we didn't roll into him, it wouldn't knock him out. We're going to do the same thing on this guy. And then the frog in this room is all the way over on that little ledge. Yep, I can see him bouncing. Into Dolinov, no. 3. And there is frog number 4. Oh, slide down here. Going to do another trank roll on this guy. And then we're going to try and do some headshots on these two. Beautiful. And there's another guard just ahead of me. And guards have priority of what they're interested in this game. So what I can do here is, because the guard is so focused on being on his radio, he completely ignores Snake walking behind him. There is a much better example of priority and how we abuse it much later on. And it gets a bit more hilarious. So we've nearly completed our mission, actually. We do a quick headshot on that guard. We're here to rescue a Soviet scientist who has defected to the US, but then been recaptured and sent back to Soviet Russia. And that's where we're going to head to now. We're going to try and get a roll on that guy before he just spotted me before I connected the roll. Never mind.
So close.
Very, very close. We'll give it one more go, and if it doesn't work again, then I will go with the backup. 1, 2 on that guy. Roll into these bushes. We're ignoring the frog just for the moment. Come on, and roll. Gotcha, there we go. And roll into the cutscene. So we're going to find our scientist, Sokolov. We're going to try and escape with him. Unfortunately, we're going to get ambushed in an awesome cutscene where Snake does some fantastic CQC and knocks all these people out. We don't get to see it in the speedrun. And the frog... Oh, I've moved slightly. There's our frog. And that is all of the frogs in the Virtuous mission, the sort of opening chapter of the game. We're now going to... Sokolov's been taken. So we're just going to race after him, catch up with him, and then go home. And that's it. Mission complete, right? Yeah! Well done, Snake. Get ready. Please get ready on time. Of course I am fibbing. So unfortunately, Snake finds that his mentor, the boss, has defected. And she turns up, she breaks his arm and throws him off a bridge. Lovely from your former best friend and ally. So we've got a little bit of patchwork to do to make sure that Snake's okay. We've got our first save boss. We don't click yes, because that's a big time loss if we click yes. Yeah. So everything's gone wrong. Sokolov's been taken. A nuclear missile gets fired, or a mini nuke gets fired, and Snake is sent back into the jungle about a week later with a new mission: stop a potential nuclear launch, and also kill the boss. And of course, we carry on finding all of the frogs. So this is now the main portion of the game. This is Operation Snake Eater. You see the name of the game. That's how it works. So Operation Snake Eater now introduces a little bit of backtracking. We are back in one of the rooms we were in earlier. We're just approaching it from a slightly different direction. And because of the frogs, we've got to go back through into some rooms that you normally wouldn't go back to. So rather than going north, where our actual destination should be, we're now going to head back down south to get some frogs. Now, the cutscene that we just skipped has Snake encounter the boss again. The boss kicks his butt again, because she is far more experienced than Snake is. But she also takes his gun and dismantles it. So right now, we don't have a gun. And until we get a gun, we've still got some keratin frogs to take out. So we're going to have to resort to whatever we can find in the jungle to take these frogs out instead. So running through back through swamplands, you may recognise where we are. It's all a bit darker. And in the week that Snake's been gone, somebody went around and moved all of the frogs. I don't know who. I don't know what Kojima was thinking of when he decided that someone was just going to randomly move these little toy frogs around. But yes, we have new locations.
Are you suggesting keratons don't migrate?
Keratons don't migrate. You can only find them here in the jungles of Russia. So our first frog for the operation, for our next frog is here. And we're going to throw a stun grenade at it. Excellent. White flash. Sorry, I'll try and be a little quicker on the draw from now on. Every time I throw a stun grenade, there will be a bit of a white flash. We try and turn away to avoid it as much as possible, but it's not always that possible. Right, before we move on, we do have a couple of things to do. We're going to equip a face paint that allows me to breathe underwater. Don't know why that face paint does that, what the choice behind that was, but it does, and it's very, very helpful for this run. And we're now going to equip the grenades we picked up. So all of the frogs that we're going for the next few rooms, we're going to be hitting with grenades. So we're now in Swampland, so running back through Swampland. And this one's probably the easiest. No, it is the easiest of the grenade frogs because the explosion of the grenade will trigger the frog. So all we're going to do is run back through here, over... Oh, snake. Over the swamp. There we go. To here, the frog is... You could just see the frog there in the corner. We hear the waka waka. And we're good to go. That's another frog down. Now, the problem that we've got with grenades is they are very, very loud. Throwing a grenade and having it explode in the next couple of rooms will alert all guards. So we have to switch to a more difficult and far more accurate method, which is hitting the frog itself with the grenade that we're throwing. We're throwing chaff grenades. They are silent. They disrupt radio channels and electronics. They're not really useful in speedrunning, apart from right now, where hopefully, if I line this up correctly, I'm a little slow here. I missed. Slightly off. Got ya. Now, where's this guard? I'm just got to be... I'm going to play it safe with that guard. Just throw him. Hopefully I don't get spotted by another guard over here. Yes, this is the disadvantage of being a little bit too slow with these grenades. Now, unfortunately, if you do get a continue on these, the keratin progression doesn't stay. We still have to hit the keratin again. This was actually changed massively in the remake in Delta, where the moment you hit a frog, it stays unlocked forever. So just going to try this again. So scoot over to the tree, line it up. That should be about right. Yes, there we go. Grenades do have one other really useful thing. For some reason, nobody really knows, some versions of the game, and this carried over to the Master Collection and the HD Edition, when Snake is cooking a grenade, it silences his footsteps to guards. We can still hear the footsteps, but guards don't. And that's a very, very useful trick. Here in Dollar Novo, I'm gonna do the risky strat once, which is to try and roll here. Ooh, I got spotted by the guards. I'm gonna go straight onto the backup for this one. This is a very, very tricky roll to get into the middle of. So we're going to go with a backup strat, just so that I'm not wasting too much time. So here what we're doing is we're waiting for this guard. You see that guard there? He's going to walk over. He's going to stop. He's going to turn, look in my direction, and then turn away. As soon as he starts turning away, we can go. We're going to slide down to here. I'm going to CQC slam him. I'm going to run over to this guard, CQC slam him, and then we move on. Still got 2 chaff grenades. You can just see the frog in the top right. So we've got to throw another chaff grenade, but there is one more guard. We're going to have to take a bit of a long-winded route to get to him. So there's our frog. That should be about right. Gotcha. So there's another guard there, so we're going to go up behind him. Just going to hop up here, move to here, go along. These away. So I just need to run up behind this guard and CQC slam him before he turns back around. As long as I've been fast enough, he shouldn't turn back around. Huh? There we go. Luckily, you do get like half a second before a guard actually registers that they've seen you. That's it. We are now done with the really, really nasty grenade frogs. They are some of the hardest frogs in the game. If you ever want to learn this run, most runners tend to start with very easy difficulty. And in very easy difficulty, we're given a special gun that Snake keeps throughout the entire game. So getting used to doing all keratins with the very easy gun is really handy. Grab the cardboard box, and we're going to do another safety strat here, which is we're going to grab the thermal goggles. Very helpful later on in the game. We now have some cutscenes. We're now going to get ambushed by our first boss. This is the Ocelot unit. We have to defeat them all non-lethally. And... Oh, no, not camouflage. I need to change some weapons. So put on the cardboard box and the thermal goggles that I got. Mark 22. We can get rid of those chaff grenades now. We're not going to use those. So I still can't be seen by them. I'm going to shoot that guard anywhere but his head. Going to run down here. I'm going to shoot this guard all the way over here. Anywhere. Doesn't matter where. As long as he gets hit. There's a guard coming there. I'm going to shoot him. Roll over here. There's some guards outside the door. I'm going to throw a stun grenade at them. So there will be another white flash. Hopefully that's taken all of them out. It has. There's another guard on the roof here. I'm going to take him out. Roll over here. Make sure the guard I took out over here... Yep, he's down. That's fine. Over to here. There's a guard on the other side. I'm a little too far south there, so I'm going to just adjust. Take him out with a headshot. And there is one more guard just around the corner here. And he's down. And that is the Ocelot units. I say, the Ocelot unit is the only boss in the game where game over if discovered is still enabled. You get spotted by one of them, start the fight again. So that was, it's always good to get that boss fight done in a marathon.
That was amazing. Can we get some hype in the chat for such a good Ocelot unit fight?
Thank you. So now we're just going to... Basically, we are now running off to the next boss fight. We're going to go into Chorny Prud, which is a massive swamp. Swim across it, get a frog, go into the next room, traverse it, get another frog. So if free tree, now's a great time for you to jump in with any messages or anything you'd like to say.
Of course, thank you so much. You are watching Completithon 2025. It's a charity event dedicated to completionist speedruns. That includes 100% all collectibles, or even categories where you collect all specific collectibles, such as all red berries or all shrines, just to name a few. If you're interested in getting involved or finding out more, make sure to join our Discord and follow us on Twitter to get updates about future events. And if you'd like to help with future events, we always host volunteer applications before our events. They typically run alongside submissions and are announced on our Discord and Twitter. So keep an eye on those if you're interested in running production or tweeting the tweets, or maybe even hosting live on the mic like I am right now. If you're looking to volunteer for the first time, we'll be happy to help you get a foot in the door.
So we've got our frog underwater. And that room in particular, there's two rooms in particular for the face paint that we put on earlier. Means we can breathe underwater forever. I say how a face paint does that, I don't know, but it does, and it's very, very helpful in this run. So we now move into Bolshaya Pass South. It's quite a tricky room when you're first learning European Extreme. Luckily, the frog is kind of just on the normal route of this room. Move around some claymore mines. Shoot to distract a dog. The dog barking also distracts a guard later on in the room. Gets him out of the way. Take a step over the fence and start heading up. The box is very, very special in Metal Gear Solid 3. It's a completely overpowered item. You can't be electrocuted by electric fences if you're in the cardboard box, which is really handy. I'm going to run to here, drop down. There's a guard here who will turn and look at me, so I'm going to just take him out just to be safe. Shoot the frog on the other side. Got another fence here. So I'm going to crawl through this one. And then hopefully the dog that's here should be turning around and walking the other... There he goes. Hopefully he doesn't see me. That's good. So yeah, that's pretty much the same route you do in an any % run, just with a frog thrown in. Bolshaya Pass Base is a fantastic example of a room that we have to completely redo for Keratons. So we're going to slam this guard down. We're going to do a rolling trank shot through a window this time. This is the coolest rolling trank shot in the game. Got him. We've got our frog down here, so we're going to take him out. Grab another suppressor for one of our guns. Quick headshot on that guy, and then we're going to take out these sets of barrels to non-lethally take out the guards. So when it comes to lethal and non-lethal kills in this game, environmental kills like that don't count as kills. This is the Ocelot boss fight. There are going to be a few stun grenades, so flashing light warning. I am just going to need to concentrate on this fight. Turn around, another headshot. We want another stun grenade overarm. And now I need to shoot the frog. This is one fight where I have to shoot the frog in the middle of the fight. Missed. Got it. We're going to shoot the Markor over there, and that's going to distract Ocelot in a second. I think I've missed a headshot, unfortunately. Yeah, this fight's going to be a little bit slow because I have missed a headshot. Just make sure I don't get hit by him. There we go. Fight's over. I did get the frog. Now, do not adjust your sets, folks. This is a very, very dark room. That Ocelot fight was a little tough. I've actually taken quite a lot of damage, which means the next boss fight we're going to come up against is going to be a little tricky. Kind of got to make sure that goes very well because we don't have a lot of health to play with. There is some life meds coming up, so we will grab those for safety. But hopefully we should be all right. This is the cave. It is deliberately dark. However, the cave gets lighter as the longer you spend in it, the lighter it gets, because it's supposed to reflect the fact that, you know, as if you're in a dark place, eventually your eyes sort of get used to the darkness and you find you can see a little bit better. So that's reflected. That's reflected in the game as well. The Metal Gear series is wonderful for all of these kind of little perks and adjustments. There's one in particular that I'll talk about later, which I love. But there's a much more appropriate time to talk about it. There's the frog. Again, we are swimming underwater, so we can, with the facepaint that we've got on, completely avoids us taking too much stamina or damage. One of the side effects of defeating Ocelot non-lethally is we get his camouflage, the animal's camo, which we're going to equip shortly. The animal's camo means that if our stamina drops, and our stamina will drop in the game, we don't have to do anything about it because the animal's camo stops our hand from trembling when we're aiming. So normally, if you've got really low stamina, Snake's aim will be all over the place. His hand will be like, whoa. But the animal's camo completely negates that. So it's it's probably the most important camouflage in European Extreme. You'd normally equip it much later in a run, but with all of the swimming we do in all keratins, it knocks our stamina down a lot quicker than it would in an any % run. So we equip the animal's camo a little bit earlier. Desperately hoping that my health bar goes up a little bit.
I have a quick donation if you have time for that.
Yes, now's a good time.
Tempest Mask 1000 donates again with $3 and says,
Yay, Tempest.
I give my life not for honor, but for you, Snake Eater.
That was beautiful.
Let's go, Nick, and shout out to the MGS cast attending New York Comic Con 2025.
That was beautiful. Well done. And thank you, Tempest. So we are coming up to the pain. Thankfully, we don't have to shoot the frog during the fight. So what we're going to do is we're going to grab some smoke grenades here. I'm now going to do my equipment. So pop on the animal's camo, and we now need to equip the smoke grenades that I just picked up. There won't be any stun grenades in this fight, so no need for any flashing light warning. Oh, that's the life med, which I missed. So we're going into this without life med. So here's hoping it goes well. We're going to throw a smoke grenade at him to stop his bees. And now I have to hit him in the... now I have to get headshots. And the Pain's hitbox for his head is slightly too low. You kind of have to hit him sort of in the face and the neck. It is possible to shoot over the top of him when it looks like you aimed at his head. That was a really good first phase. Hopefully I can keep that up in phase 2. If we do die in phase 2, we do have to repeat the fight. So the headshot. 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 Ooh, it is possible to finish the fight before he goes into that, but it is quite tricky. One more grenade and this should be good. There we go, and that's the pain. That is probably my least favorite fight in the game. It's one of the fights that if it gets out of hand, then you're normally better off taking a continue and starting again because it's very, very difficult to recover from. You don't have a lot of health going into it, and it can be very, very punishing. So again, another fight where getting it right first time in a marathon setting is very, very relieving. One other thing I didn't mention yet about the box is we equip the box whenever we're going up and down hill. Snake has a slowdown animation when he's running up a hill. They didn't include that when you're wearing the box. So the box actually speeds us up. There's some mines there, so got to be careful of them. Shoot the next frog. Waka waka. How many, Free Tree, how many frogs are we on now?
Oh my gosh, I've lost count already. I'm so sorry.
There's a little fun out of bounds trick that I'm going to try and do here, if I can get it right. Yeah, there we go. Out of bounds. Doesn't do anything. It's not helpful. It's just fun. Snake just goes out of bounds as we move into the next room. Our next frog is right here, and here is the river. Probably the best use of our no underwater breath face camo. Because we're going to go along a very long river, and we're now going to do our next side track. So we're going to be going into Ponehove West. This is a room you would never normally see in a speedrun. The only reason casually to go into this room is it has the SVD sniper rifle in it. And quite famously, by getting this sniper rifle, you can kill one of the bosses early. The end is in the next room waiting for us. And you can only kill him if you get the sniper rifle first. We're not going to be doing that because it's slower. But we are in this room, and I need to stay as low to the ground as possible. All of these guards will see me. You see, I've got a 95% camo rating whilst I'm underwater, but I have to, like, hug the floor to keep that ammo rating. There's our frog. Oh. I'm probably going to have to restart. There we go, got it. Don't know if I'm going to have to restart this room because I missed. Oh no, I seem to be okay. That little ledge is, you know, if a guard is looking at that ledge, it is very easy to get spotted there. But yeah, just another reason why not having to worry about your breath underwater is very helpful. So that's that room out of the way, which is lovely. We want to swap back to my Mark 22. We're going to move into the next room. So this is where the end turns up early. So we're not going to kill it. We can't kill him. I didn't pick up the sniper rifle. But we are going to do some damage to him. Because if we do damage to him now, he has... Oh, Snake, what are you doing? He has less health when we actually fight him a little bit later on. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a quick headshot on that guy. Swap to my... lethal gun, shoot 2 sets of barrels. That takes out every guard in the room. Again, non-lethally. That snake didn't kill him, the explosion did. And you can see the end has taken a huge chunk of damage. That means both his health and stamina are going to be lower when we face him a little bit later. Very helpful. Restock on some supplies. We've got some more stun grenades, loads of more of our tranq rounds, and some more smoke grenades. We're going to need those for the boss fight. We move into Ponehove Warehouse. This is a sort of intended backtrack. We're gonna exit this room one way, and then we'll come back this way later. Shoot that barrel. Move up to here. Gonna turn and take this guy out non-lethally. Back in here. Gonna bump this guard, and then do that, and then quickly get out of the way so he doesn't spot me. And that's Warehouse 1. We haven't taken out the frog in that room. We'll get that frog on the way back. So what we're doing now is we're now heading to the lab. There's a laboratory where they've been developing the nuclear weapon. We're going to meet up with, or we're going to try and interrogate the lead of the lab, a guy named Granin, to get a lead on where we need to go and how we can destroy the quote-unquote Metal Gear. It's not a Metal Gear in this game. It's one of the only games in the Metal Gear series where there isn't a Metal Gear, but there is a Metal Gear equivalent in this game. Take out that guy, and we're going to head into the lab. And in the next room, we're going to do an intended warp. This is a completely part of the game. This is not a glitch or anything like that. It's completely intentional, and it's very helpful for keratin frogs. Because there's a lot of the lab that you wouldn't normally visit during a speedrun, but we need to go to every single room because we need to take out every single frog. There's a frog all the way over on the other side there, so I'm going to take that frog out. Missed. Missed again. There we go. You see him bounce. So now I'm going to dress up as a scientist. I have to remove my face paint because the guards will realise that I'm not a real scientist with my face paint on. And so now I'm a scientist. The guards here are like, well, you shouldn't be outside. You should be in the lab. Get back to the lab. And they're going to take me to prison in the lab. And it just so happens that in the prison, in the next cell over, there's a Keratin frog. So I'm going to punch the frog. And yeah, in the lab here, all of the guards don't care. The guards are like, oh, you're a scientist. We don't worry about you. The fellow scientists do know. They recognize that Snake is not one of them. So we do have to be careful around those scientists. Now, thankfully, in the first floor, our next frog is right down here. He's on top of some lockers. We have to open the locker in order to get close enough, stand on tiptoes, punch the frog, and then move away quickly, because eventually that guard will be like, you shouldn't have punched that frog. Gonna roll through the window and down into B1 West. So now we're actually back on track with where an any percent run would be. Head downstairs, and we're going to pick up a James Bond style gadget, because Kojima loved James Bond, and so put some James Bond type stuff in here. So we've got a cigar spray, so it looks like a box for a cigar, but it's actually a knockout gas. Going to bump through all of those and head into the Granin cutscene. So we meet up with Granin. Granin tells us that he's not actually a fan of everything that's going on, decides to help us, give us the key so that we can leave the warehouse in a different direction. And now we've got to get back out again. So we're going to bump into that scientist just to reset his sort of investigation phase. Going to run to here, past this scientist, punch the frog, and now leave before that scientist gets wary. And we're all good. Past the guards, no problem. That is all of the frogs inside the lab. We now got to leave the lab. There'll be another frog that we still got to get on the way out, and then we've got our next boss. So again, these guards, they don't care. That one decided to stop for a second. So back outside, and we're going to get set up for the next big portion of the game now with another menu. We can also use the cardboard box just to reset those guards. So a guard spotted me as a scientist and was sort of ready to sort of come over and send me back again. But just by quickly equipping and re-equipping the box, it completely reset him. It's just like, okay, you can go. Equip the cigar gas spray and one more thing, Mark 22 without the silencer. So we're now going to shoot the frog that we missed on the way in because it's right there. And we deliberately shoot that without the silencer. It causes the dog over here to start moving. Oh, I'm going to have to shoot the dog. I can now shoot that guy twice. He will fall over. There he goes.
Worry everyone, the dog is just sleeping.
The dog's just yes, that was just a tranquilizer, not a dog. On the dog, not the dog's not dead. Oh. Trying to reset my camera. Now we're going into the next boss fight. This is the Fear. There will be a flashing light when I throw a stun grenade. This is a complete cheese boss because of the glitch in the game. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use a fake death pill to lure the Fear over here. So it looks like Snake's dead. He's not really. He's faking it. He's got a revival pill in his tooth. So we're going to use that. Throw a stun grenade. So there will be a flashing light here. And then trigger these traps. And if you watch, these traps actually take out his stamina. For some reason, there's a bug in the game. Oh, no, not that one. That one, we need to get rid of his venom poisoning. There's a bug in the game that means when you use a stun grenade on the Fury, any lethal damage you then do to him is for some reason converted into non-lethal damage. It takes away his stamina bar. Nobody knows why it does that, but it's very, very helpful. It's used in every single difficulty. So now we are in the warehouse again. We do have to get the frog. So I'm taking a slightly... there's a much faster method of getting through the warehouse too. It's famously one of the most difficult... Oh! Famously one of the more difficult rooms in the game. Oh, that guard. I just missed that guard's head. And he turned around and spotted me. That's right. Go it again. Yeah, so there's a you may have, if you've seen this one before, you'll know that there's a trick called a box headshot. It's quite challenging, and it's even more difficult to pull off and get right to get the where's the guard under here? Trying to hit this. There he is.
What's wrong?
Done it again. Not doing very well with my headshots here. No, don't see me. Got it. There we go. We're good. We're good. We're good. That was a lot more shots than I was than I normally have to do. But the frog we still haven't taken care of. So we're going to do that now. I'm going to swap guns because I'm running out of ammo on that one. And the frog's just up there. So doing the standard strat that you might see in any percent is kind of tricky to then get the frog in as well, which is why I've developed this slightly safer, even though I still got it wrong, strat instead. So, back into the jungle again. And we are now heading towards the end, which is the boss called the end. It's not the end of the run. We're still quite a way off that just yet. Get another frog. We're just going to be moving through the jungle, getting a few more frogs. You're going to see another use of cooking a grenade so that the guard doesn't hear our footsteps. But apart from that, there's not really much to talk about in this section until we get to that boss fight. So over to you, Freetree.
Thank you so much. I want to take a moment to remind everyone of the upcoming incentives we have going on. First of all, the next run, which is going to be Kirby and the Forgotten Land. There is an incentive for the Ultimate Cub C, where the cutoff is at the end of that run. It still needs a little bit to go, but we're almost there. So if you could get your donations in on time, that would be awesome so we can get some more of that amazing game. We also have of course, for the upcoming Super Metroid run, we have Save versus Abandon the Animals.
Classic.
And so far there's only $59 donated to that incentive, so it wouldn't be too hard for you to get your favorite option to win. So write !donate in chat and get those donations in time.
There's nothing like a good kill or save the animals Metroid incentive. Run.
Absolutely, it's a classic.
Come on, Nick. There we go. We're good. We're good. We shot it. That frog, because we've got a caution. If you shoot that frog, your caution doesn't reset. That's how I know that I definitely shot it. If I'd taken that shot and my caution had whipped back to 100 seconds, that meant I'd missed the frog. So that thankfully is one where we don't have to like double check it. But we're now going to go into the fight against the End. Now, the End is a very, very funky fight in speedrunning anyway. We're going to be doing pretty much the same you would do in an any percent run, just we're not quite going to finish it. So you're going to... Because the End's boss fight takes place across 3 different rooms, and each of those rooms has a frog in it. So what we're going to do is we're going to shoot the End here, because he always starts in this position. 3 shots on him there. You may have noticed earlier when I cured the venom that I got hit with from the fear. I didn't pull the arrow out of Snake's leg. You can still see it in him. We do that deliberately because for some reason it means that the End always starts kneeling rather than lying down. What we're going to do now is because it's been a while since the End's done anything. Should be okay with this. We're going to make some noise after throwing a smoke grenade. I am going to be throwing a stun grenade in a second. So again, white flash. The End teleports. If you make noise after not interacting with the End for a little bit of time, then he teleports to a sniping location. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to keep him in a loop. So 2 punches, cigarette spray. No! 2 punches, come on. No, he didn't. Okay, that went wrong. For some reason, he didn't. for some reason, something didn't connect and he turned around. So I do need to just quickly reset the fight. Unfortunately, we only get one fake death pill. So the only way to reset the fight is to grab this TNT and take matters into our own hands. So try this again. Something in that loop he didn't like. So turn, shoot him. There we go. So 3 shots. So here what we're doing, we are wasting time to run over to this tree. 7 lots of CQC. That's enough time for the end to then want to teleport. It's 4, 5, 6, 7. And the end has multiple different sniping points in every room that he's in. And by standing in this location, it forces him to teleport to that location there, and that's why we set it up like that. So again, there's going to be another white flash. I'll look down so I try and minimize it. Cigar spray out. Right, let's try this again, shall we? Punch, punch, cigar spray, punch, punch. Yep, that's better. Hold up.
Freeze.
Good. That's better. 2 more cigar sprays. Are going to throw a stun grenade at his face. So again, there's going to be another flash. Cigar spray again. And now I'm going to throw a smoke grenade at his face. And this is just keeping him in place. Wait for Snake to cough. Cigar spray and cigar spray again. He's now going to throw a grenade. So again, another small flash. I'm going to turn around. And here in an any percent run is where you normally finish the fight. We're actually going to let him run away. So normally you punch him, you do another cigar spray, and that'd be it. That'd be the end of the fight. But we've got 3 keratin frogs to take care of while we're in here. So we're going to let him get away deliberately. Grab a load of ammo. Our frog in this room is right here, so we're going to shoot that. And we're now going to head into Sacramento West to get the next frog. And then we're going to do the same thing again, where we force the end into a sniping position. So use the cardboard box, travel uphill. The frog in this room is under here, so shoot the frog. Now we want to finish the end off. We don't know where he is, so again we're gonna do the same thing again. So I'm gonna drop my final smoke grenade just in front of me here. Again, this position puts him where we want him to be. A couple of shots to lure him out, and then this is why we grab the thermal goggles. Because he is now there. Sugar, no he's not. I have no food. Oh dear. Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear, oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. Okay. That wasn't him, that was some food. Right, I have to think. I have no stamina. If the end shoots me, I am dead. And the problem with this fight is that if the end shoots me, he knocks me out. He doesn't kill me, and he takes me all the way back to the lab. So just no. Oh. Never happened in a marathon run before. Oh. Alright. It is...
The bingo card's out, everyone.
It is a very, very long backtrack, and I now don't have the equipment that I need to finish the run. So what we're going to do, I have loads of save files. We're going to load a backup save so that we can carry on. I should have double checked that. I should have realized that heat signature was not big enough to be the end. But that's why we grabbed the thermal goggles. And yeah, unfortunately, sometimes you make a big mistake like that, and that's the end. Literally, that was the end. So yeah, we're just gonna load a backup save so that we can at least carry on. My nearest save. Hopefully I've got a save Might have to be. Yeah, it's going to have to be this one. So we are going to have to redo the whole fight. So I will try. Thankfully, my estimate includes mistakes like this. So hopefully we're going to be all right. This is a very, very old save. Things are a bit different. So you actually see I've got a lot more stamina. So hopefully this should be a little bit safer. I don't think I've got the thermal goggles on this, so we might do this a little bit differently. Just so that we don't run into that problem again. Yeah, we're just going to be running this back. So again, if you've got any more messages of pre-treat, now's a great time to go for it.
I just want to take a minute to remind everyone what we're raising money for here. Completithon 2025 is raising money for the Girls Make Games Scholarship Fund. Girls Make Games believes in providing every girl and woman with the opportunity to discover their potential and talents through gaming and game development. And with your donation, you are able to contribute directly to the Girls Make Games Scholarship Fund that provides girls and women with the resources and opportunities to pursue careers in gaming through GMG's many programs, such as their college scholarships, summer camp scholarships, and their new mentorship and internship programs. So get your donations in, please, to support that wonderful cause.
Sorry, folks. No. Apparently this is not. Apparently today is not my day with this fight. This has really thrown me for one. Normal speedrunning will resume at some point.
It's just what might happen during a marathon.
Sometimes this just happens, and you just have to. This is why we have backup saves. This is why we come prepared. What I'm going to try and do here is I'm going to try and end the fight straight away rather than risk going into the other room, and we'll just quick it. It's not a bad backtrack to go and grab get that frog. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I will say, in my defense, I have one other reason to be particularly nervous this evening. Which after I've dealt with our friend here. Punch, punch, spray, punch, punch. Hold up. Doesn't matter that I've got no bullets. Throw a stun grenade at him. Good. Look up. Spray, spray. Throw a smoke grenade at him.
My eyes!
So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to attempt to finish the fight. Oh, not quite. That's fine. We'll just chase after him and... shit up. Just gotta go find where he stood. Where is he? That's right. He's just behind me. There we go. So
good job.
That's the end of the fight. And in fact, actually, you've seen the frogs get taken out. This runs null and void anyway. You've seen what the frogs are. So the final frog in this room is there. So I'm going to shoot that. The only thing right now is I have absolutely no ammunition. So all I'm going to do is I'm going to quickly run back to that previous room where all of that ammo was, grab that ammo, and then we're going to leave. So we can actually we can take out the frogs on the way. So yeah, this is the fun part about speedrunning Metal Gear Solid 3. The end can completely throw you at times, and yeah, when that happens, you just gotta deal. Oh, I've gone back into the previous room. You just have to deal with it as best you can. But I said just before I redid that fight again, I said I do have another reason to be particularly nervous this evening. If for those who know me, you already know this news. But after this run, in a few hours' time, I am show running my first ever GDQ hotfix show. I am one of GDQ's newest hotfix showrunners. Osmorn, who is the head of Completithon, is the other one. So yes, obviously I don't want to take people away from watching Completithon, but yes, my first show, Fast Travel, starts in a few hours. It's a showcase of British speedrunners for this episode. Each episode will cover a different region of the world. So we're starting with the UK, because that's, as you can probably tell by my accent, that's where I'm from. Yeah, it's very exciting. I'm a little bit nervous about it, and clearly that's had a bit of an effect on me with this run. Hopefully we should be over the troubles now, and we can resume normal speedrunning practice. We are now moving on and leaving this horrible, horrible boss fight behind.
That's really amazing. I'm sure you're going to do amazing at the GDQ hotfix.
I certainly hope so. But yeah, we are. I promise we're now. Oh, so I promise we're now done, except for one. Almost forgot one more thing. There it is. So this is the Mosing the Gunt. This is the gun that you get from the end for defeating him non-lethally, so taking him out without killing him, but depleting his stamina. Very, very important weapon. We are going to need it later, so I'm very glad I remembered to pick it up. Normally I wouldn't be coming into this room from there. I'd normally go shoot the frog in here and then immediately go grab the gun. So I'm glad I did. But we do all now get a little bit of a rest from all the horribleness. We get to take a break as Snake climbs the epic ladder up into the mountains, and in true Metal Gear Solid 3 tradition, we are all going to be nice and quiet and just listen to the lovely vocals of this acoustic version of Snake Eater. Please enjoy. How are we all doing? Are we nice and calmed and relaxed again? I'm not, but that's fine.
Especially calmed by the lovely rumbling accompaniment of Snake's stomach.
Yeah, that's the wonderful thing about using the animals camo. We don't have to eat food, but it does mean that as we do the ladder climb, we just hear Snake's tummy rumble constantly. So now in mountains, again we see wonderful use of the cardboard box here to remove snakes being slow going over mountains. We have to roll here because there's lots of guards around. The cardboard box would give us away. So I'm gonna take that guy out with the scar spray, and then we've got one more guard over here. I'm just gonna take him out, and then our froggy friend is just up on this ledge. So we're gonna switch that gun, take the frog out. I have no idea what number we're on now. Fun thing in this room, as long as you stand still here and you use this gun, you immediately headshot a guard up on that ledge. I didn't have to do any, all I had to do was shoot. As long as you stand perfectly still, Snake automatically takes that guard out. It's a really weird thing. You can lean like that to take that guard out. By being on tiptoes in that way, that guard still doesn't see us. The sort of Snake's hitbox for where he can be seen from is still below the ledge, even though he's on his tiptoes. Very handy. Take that guard
I always
out.
wondered about that when I played this game myself.
Yeah, normally leaning, so you can lean to the left and right, and you can tiptoe. You can't be seen. The end doesn't apply by that rule, and if you lean and the end spots you, he will just take you out, as we saw. Now we are going to take out our frog, and we're going to do another definitely not lethal kill on these guards here. So I'm going to move into position so that guard up there just spots me and starts moving. As soon as he drops down, shoot the barrel. Remember, that doesn't count as a lethal kill. Shoot the frog. There's a guard on his radio over there. We don't want those guards to come in, so we're just going to throw a stun grenade, so flashing lights, though we move out of the way of it so he doesn't get affected too much. Now we need to do is just move into the next room as quickly as possible. And into mountains. What I'm going to do here is I'm going to take that guard out up there. I'm going to CQC slam this guard. Normally I'd trank roll that guard, but I am very, very low on silencer with this save file, so I'm not going to do that. Roll over here. Move to here. Roll over this ledge. Start climbing up the mountains here. Stop here. There's a guard who's going to come down there. Want to take him out. Take him out. Phew. I still have one silencer left, so that's fine. And move up. This is a section. If you're in evasion or alert, you can't go through this door. Luckily, we can't be in those positions anyway because of game over if discovered. A nice long cutscene. We're now out across the top of the main base that we're going to infiltrate. This is Groznygrad beyond us, and there is a keratin frog right there. So shoot that keratin frog. And head back through the ruins. We've been given a key so that we can now get into the underground tunnel that's going to take us into Groznygrad. Grab some food here, because we are going to need that in a little bit. Swap to this gun and pop that keratin frog. So we're now back outside again. We didn't get the frog in this room, so we do need to take it out now. So what we're going to do is roll there. Roll over that fire trooper. Hop down here. And just before I roll down to the door, frog is just over there in the corner. Got him. And inside. So we're coming up to our next boss. This is the Fury. So he's a guy with a jetpack and a big flamethrower. The Fury is regarded as one of the most hated boss fights in the game. There's a lot of RNG with it. Luckily, it's a very quick reset if anything goes wrong. Hopefully it won't, but we'll see what happens. Thankfully, the keratin frog is just over the other side there. There we go. So we don't have to worry about taking out the frog mid-fight. So just going to roll over this fence and start the Fury fight. Just going to run down here. Listen for where he's landing. He's landed on my left. 3 shots with the Mosing the gun, and he's down. Now to see what he's going to do here. He's going to shoot, so I'm going to get out of the way. And, oh, good RNG. He's getting ready to fly. Just wait for his iframes. He's moved. Hopefully he's just going to slam... He's going to slam down. There he is, and... Oh! Wasn't quite quick enough on... There we go. 2 and 3, and that's the Fury. You. It's always good. Again, another one. It's always good to get it right first try. But yeah, I got hit once. Could have been a little bit faster, but overall happy with that fight. There was one more use of the cardboard box in that fight. The cardboard box is flameproof. You can, if you get set on fire, you can quickly equip and unequip the box to put out any flames. If you get hit whilst you have the box equipped, then nothing happens. Very, very handy. Here, I'm about to run out of suppressor, so I'm gonna hope no one hears my suppressor pop here. No, they did. No, it didn't. Good. So shoot that frog all the way to there. Lean out this corner. Take that guard out. Groznygrad is a big place, and we've got frogs to take care of in every single area of Groznygrad. So we're going to be taking a different route from what you'd normally see, again, in a speedrun. So we're going into southeast. Our next frog is just up here. So we're going to take that frog out. Turn this corner here. Again, another lean shot on that guard. Run down this corridor. Try not to pick up the box. We don't need it, and it's just another menu to get past. Try and crawl that guard, and now we are going for a nice crawl through the vents. Our next frog is just around this corner, but it is in the next room. And it is the fastest method of getting this frog is crawl in, get the frog, and crawl back out again. You can actually go into the next room through this vent if you keep going, but it's quicker to come back into this room and then go in the next room from the other direction. So all we got to do is keep crawling. Keep crawling. Keep crawling. Keep crawling. And turn. How someone got a frog down there, I do not know. But that's where he is. And now we crawl back out again.
No, Kojima, I'm sure there's some deep lore behind it.
Metal Gear does need some frog lore. Like, who is this mysterious person putting frogs everywhere? And why did he return 20 years later to put camouflaged ducks around everywhere as well? So the remake of this, Metal Gear Solid Delta, I am currently working on an all-keratin, all-gakko speedrun, because for the remake, the keratins return, and the keratins are in the exact same place as they are in the original. Smoke grenade there means that some guards don't see me. However, they also added in gakko ducks, which are little ducks, but they're camouflaged. They're quite difficult to spot, but they're a lot of fun. Am I good for? I should be okay. So we now need to grab Rykov. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna throw a stun grenade, smoke grenade here. Turn to here. I'm gonna wait for Snake to cough. And shoot that guard. That's going to raise a caution, and it should cause Rykov to run into this room. And it has. There we go. Oh, Snake coughed! Snake coughed, so I couldn't grab Rykov! This run does not want me to finish it today. Try that again. I don't think I've ever seen that happen before. Let's wait for Snake to cough. Shoot that guard. So, causes Rykov to run to the nearest alarm point, which happens to be here. Just gonna bump into him. Snake, grab him, please. I'm actually gonna knock him out, because normally what we do here is I would take that frog, I'd take this frog out whilst holding him up, but I'd run out of silencer on the weapon I had equipped, and making a shot would have caused the guards to see me. So instead, we'll knock him out, shoot the frog, and then get caught anyway.
Oh my gosh.
This is because that's too slow. So we're gonna have to do this a slightly different way. What we do is throw that, swap to this gun, wait for Snake to cough, and now preempt swapping to that gun. We should be fine. We can do this the normal way now. Oh, Rykov wasn't anywhere near the position he's supposed to be in. It's alright. He will get there. I promise I practiced this run before I came into this. Swap gun. That's better. Go. Right. We're good. I love this game. I do genuinely love it. This is my favorite Metal Gear to speedrun. It's one of the, there's a reason why they remade this first before any of the others. Right, we're now going to put on the Rykov mask because we need to look like Rykov, but not quite yet. We still have a frog to take care of. But we swapped to the olive drab camo because one of the rooms we're about to go into. One of the rooms we're about to go into, we would be spotted instantly if we still had the Animals camo on, and you can't use guns whilst you're dressed up as Rykov. Fun little glitch, box slide. The only time we ever use it. It's not actually that much faster, but it's pretty cool.
If it can box slide, why wouldn't you?
Exactly. Our next frog is here. I don't think I can actually shoot it with a trank gun. Unfortunately, I also can't shoot it with my normal gun because it doesn't have any it doesn't have a silencer on it. Oh, that's okay.
This is HQ. What's going on?
Okay, so I shot it and we've now got a caution. We need to get, I believe I need to get rid of that caution. We'll find out. Again, I've kind of had to go a little bit off-piste here. Oh, I don't need to wait for the caution to end. Oh, that's handy. Phew. Okay, well, that's worth noting for the future. If you are on a caution in that room, you can just go straight in. So this is why we need the Rykov costume. Normally we'd have a silencer for that. All right, this is a 2-minute unskippable cutscene. I've deliberately muted the audio here. Snake has a bag over his head, and Sokolov is in the room. He's being tortured, and then Snake is going to get tortured. You will see from the subtitles at the bottom exactly what's going on, but the audio for this scene is horrible, hence why I've muted it. But yeah, we now have just under 2 minutes to just relax, and I'm going to just let Ifritri, you can say whatever you want for 2 minutes. I'm gonna just chill.
Thank you so much. You deserve a break already. You are watching Completithon 2025. We're raising money for the Girls Make Games Scholarship Fund, or a GMG Scholarship Fund. Completithon is a charity event dedicated to completionist speedruns. And it's also several members of the Completithon team work on staff for the No Glitches Allowed event, which is an event that features glitchless or no major glitches speedruns. This event typically takes place in the spring, so feel free to follow us here at twitch.tv/noglitchesallowed and at noglitches.bluesky.social on Blue Sky, as well as to join our Discord for announcements so that you won't miss when our next Completithon event takes place. And I want to remind everybody again of the incentives that are coming up. First of all, the next run is Kirby and the Forgotten Land, and we got an incentive for the Ultimate Cup Z, which I believe is less than $48 remaining now. So we almost got that reached. We just need to reach that by the end of the next run. I know you all can do that. And of course, coming up after that is the always important Super Metroid run. It's a co-op 2-player 100% race.
You're a tough one. But even
And we have our Save versus Abandon the Animals incentive, which is still at $59. You can donate to that and get your most important, your favorite choice for Save versus Abandon the Animals, and make sure that that happens during the run. Thank you so much.
9, 10. So now I need to escape prison. By spinning Snake around 10 times, he throws up. And that's going to cause our prison guard here, Johnny, to come and investigate. We're going to knock Johnny out. We also used a fork.
Hopefully you went flying.
We also used a fork to pull a fake death pill out of us, and also a transmitter. We grabbed some smoke grenades from Johnny, and we've got a frog in here to take care of, so we're going to throw a smoke grenade at this frog. And then leave. Now I want to swap to the rat that I picked up. Because in this next room, we've only got one more frog just sort of lying around in Groznygrad to take care of. We're not going to get it just yet. We use the smoke grenade trick, the grenade trick again by cooking the grenade. The guards can't hear us. Because again, we're escaping, but we still need to escape without being spotted. So we're kind of done with frogs for a few rooms. We've already got the frog in here. The very next room we're going to go into is the last of the 4 sort of quadrants of Groznygrad. There is a frog in here, but we're going to get him on the way back. So we're going to be coming back into this room when we return. I'm going to stand here. I'm going to throw a smoke grenade about there. Hopefully that's the right spot, so I don't get spotted. Yep, good. And then the last smoke grenade I've got, I'm going to throw at that dog. Again, it is just a smoke grenade. The dog's not harmed. He's just got smoke in his eyes, so we can get past him. And we are going to make our escape through the sewers. So as you can tell, with Snake being captured and tortured, everything's gone wrong. Nothing's going right for Snake in the same way that nothing's been going right for the speedrun. But he's going to recover. He'll be fine. We're going to escape into the sewers, and the sewers here is one of the only rooms in the game that doesn't have a frog. There are no frogs in this room. So we're going to run down, grab this SAA ammo. It's the only gun we currently have. Ocelot gave it to us for some reason. And so we're just going to make our way through sewers. On the other side of the sewers, we are going to run into our next boss fight. It's not really a boss fight. It's another one of the Cobras called the Sorrow. But the way of beating him is to take a death. We just we drown ourselves and then use the revival pill, because it's implied that this is all going on in Snake's head and he just needs to wake up from the dream. So we use the revival pill and that wakes Snake up. The boss room for the Sorrow, again, another room where there is no frog. It's surprising that there is no frog in the sewers, because we have a gun and we get given bullets. So we could take out a frog if it was in here, but the game, they just decided not to put one in here. It's just crawling through the vents to get to the other side. There's an epic cutscene here where the Ocelot unit and Ocelot catch up with Snake, and then he dives off a waterfall. Very, very heroic. And whilst he's drowning, he experiences this sort of hallucination with the Sorrow. So that is the Sorrow. The Sorrow is already dead. The Sorrow was killed by the boss many years ago, but because he has some sort of connection with spirits, he sort of hangs around as a ghost. So use the revival
I believe
pill.
you can even see the Sorrow earlier on in a cutscene.
That's true. If you, whilst the cutscenes are going on, if you hold the R1 button, you can see him floating around, sort of giving Snake. He actually gives Snake the radio frequency to open the prison door. Oh, got it. You can start to see the because I haven't got the animals camo on now. You can see the gun, the sway Snake has in his hands, because his stamina's so low. So that's the only time in the game where like we have to take a shot and Snake can't aim at all. So now
Snake needs a calorie-mate stat.
We're now going to run through Tick the Gorgie. If we didn't remove the tracker that was placed in Snake, the Ocelot unit would be here. So we definitely removed the tracker, because that would be a nightmare. On very easy difficulty, you don't remove the tracker because it's slower to do so. And very easy difficulty, it doesn't matter. Yeah, I'm going to grab the silencer just to be on the safe side. So we meet up with Eva. She gives us all of our stuff back. I think that's a silencer for the other gun, so I'm going to take that again just to be safe. So she gives us all of our stuff back so that we can carry on. We're now heading back into Groznygrad again. We need to take out the Shagohod, as we've now learned. That's what the Metal Gear of this game is called, the Shagohod. Grab this cardboard box. Run into here. One more shot with the SAA. There we go. And now we're going to do our final big inventory of everything. So we want the animals coming back on. We put the Rykov mask back on. There's a reason for that later. I need all of my equipment, so I want that gun, put that away, that one, that one, that one, put that away, and I want C3, and then I also need the cardboard box that I just picked up. Hope you kept up with all of that. Whoops, I've just realised I put the wrong camera on. Actually, no, for what I'm going to be doing, it doesn't matter. I don't think. We'll see. So, I talked very, very early on in the speedrun about priority. Guards' priority of what they're focused on.
What's wrong?
Come in, HQ.
Oh, got that. I got that slightly wrong. You already noticed what happened there. The guards completely ignored Snake in the box. Let's do this again and get the timing right. That's better. So, shoot that guard. There we go. I didn't get a caution this time. So in this situation, the reason why Snake isn't seen by the guards in the box whilst he's in the box is because one of the I've taken one of the guards out, and the guards didn't see it happen. So there is just an unconscious guard lying on the floor, and for the guards, that guard being on the floor is more important than a cardboard box running around. As a result of that, they completely ignore the box whilst they go and look at what's going on with the guard on the floor. There is one in an any % one, you'd actually see that trick used twice. There's an earlier opportunity to use it, but we skipped that in all Keratins. Hopefully I don't get spotted by the mechanic on the left. I didn't. Good. Just going to make our way through here. We've got to plant C3. These four big units. These are charging the Shagahod. So the decision is, by blowing these units up, that takes the Shagahod out of action, and it should blow the entire facility. Shoot this. Put one more C4 through there, and we've got one more to do before we place it. Though we do have a frog to take care of, so we're gonna run to here. I'm gonna take this guard out. Take this guy out. Take out the frog, and then place the last C3. So we're going into our next boss fight. This is the fight against Volgin. We're going to be taking him out non-lethally, and that's why I'm already wearing the Rykov mask. The Rykov mask there's an interaction here with Volgin where we thinks we're Ivan. We thinks we're Rykov. Him and Rykov are lovers. So he now thinks that Rykov is dead. And that Snake murdered him. So we do enough damage to him there. Now we're going to phase 2. He's going to run and try and jump at me. I want to try and get up behind him again. Oh, wasn't quite quick enough on those shots. So all I need to do now is I need to get behind Volgin, so I can start another shooting loop. Ooh. I'm also very quickly running out of ammo, so I am going to have to swap to my other gun soon. I should turn around. There we go. Oh, wasn't quite quick enough there. Again, I just need to get up behind him. Oh, he made me throw up. That was interesting. Just not quite. Unfortunately, if I do take a death here, which I do have to restart the fight. See if I can get I didn't actually get the Rykov mask quite correct. So hopefully I can try again here. So shoot the frog.
Is it really you?
Get up behind him. I'm gonna be quiet and concentrate for a second. Okay, hopefully I was quick enough this time. No, I didn't. It didn't trigger again. If you do it correctly and you're fast enough, you actually prevent the game from considering that that the Rykov mask has been used, and he'll do it again in phase 2. but it's not the easiest thing to do. Oh! Still need to shoot the frog. Come on. Wish me luck, chat.
Ivan, is it really
You can do this, Nick.
Hopefully that was fast enough. Come on. Nice. Still not wanting to...
what you did to Ivan?
This is... I should say this is a... This is a technique that I only developed recently. So it's still sort of... I wouldn't say it's a work in progress. There we go, done. And we can get the Cold War camo, which we're going to equip straight away. I'm just going to get rid of the Rykov mask. And this is why we take Volgin out non-lethally, because we get this camo, the Cold War camo. This is a very, very powerful camouflage. As you can see from it, it has the Soviet flag on the front and the American flag on the back. And as long as you are facing guards, so guards can see the Soviet flag, then they won't shoot at us. So I can now swap to my my gun here, and you'll see that the guards, because I've got the Soviet flag on the front, they're not wanting to shoot me because they don't want to shoot at the Soviet flag. Take out the frog. Oh, a little bit slow on that. That's right. There's another chance later on to take out the frog. So let's get on with doing damage to the Shagohod. The Shagohod has a fight coming up in a few rooms' time, and we can make that fight easier by dealing damage during the bike chase first. That's again. I'm going to swap to my other gun. And these guys are just going to completely ignore me. If you turn your back on them and you show them the American flag, they'll shoot you more aggressively. So we do have to make sure that we try and stay ahead of them. And if we're ever going to turn our back on them, make sure they're already taken care of first. I'm going to swap back to my SVD. By doing this, we can continue to do this fight without killing anyone. So we can actually finish the whole game with 0 humans killed. This is important because the best rank in the game is Foxhound, and that is a requirement for Foxhound rank. Unfortunately, another requirement for Foxhound rank is no alerts and no game overs, and we are well past that point. But we still go for non-lethal because it's kind of sort of in the spirit of the game, in the spirit of the run, and it's what everyone always aims for. So I'm going to just quick reload, keep blasting away at the Shagohod, try and chip away as much damage as we can, just to make his boss fight a little bit quicker later. For this next room, the next room isn't exactly on rails. We do have guards that we have to take out before we can progress. So I'm going to be throwing stun grenades at them, so there's going to be a lot of white flashing lights. I will do my best to turn away from them so that they don't... It's not a huge white flash, but there are going to be a few. So warning for that. Throw one at that guard. Turn. There's going to be 2 guards there, so throw one there. 2 guards there. Throw one there. Turn away. Oh, I didn't mean to throw one there, but okay. I'm going to grab the SVD out. If I can get my bearings, where am I? Never mind. We come back to that frog. We'll see him again. And in fact, this time I'm going to RPG this frog just to be on the safe side. There we go. Definitely got that frog. He is taken care of. Throw stun grenade up at that guard. Stun grenade at these guards. Stun grenade at those guards. Going to look up in the air so I don't get blasted too much by that one. And I'm going to leave. I say this area when you're first learning it can be quite tricky because of all of the shots you're going to take. That guard in particular there on top of that ledge, he's got an RPG, and getting hit by that is really horrible. But the Cold War camo just completely negates it. Makes this whole section a bit trivial, actually. Here, I'm only taking care of the guys in the sidecar. If you take care of the driver, the bike will crash, and it will eventually respawn. And we don't want that to happen. The guards on the bikes driving, they only have pistols. They're lousy shots, so we don't really worry too much about them. Whereas the other guards, they've got Uzis and they'll do more damage. I do now need to turn around because our next frog is there. There we go. So we shot that frog. The bike chase is kind of a nasty area for all keratin frogs because unlike every other room in the game, you can go back into other rooms. If you forget a frog, you go into the next room like, oh, I forgot that frog. You can backtrack, you go back into that room, shoot the frog and go. Bike chase, as soon as you move into the next area, that's it. Your chance at shooting that frog is gone. And I have had runs completely die at this stage because I've not shot a frog and then I've left the room before I could reset it. You can't use a fake death pill whilst you're on the bike, so the only way of resetting a room is to quickly grab your RPG and blast the floor. Next frog is just see it on that ledge there. I did shoot it. There we go. And now we have our final opportunity to get as much damage done to the Shagahod before his fight. And we're using a technique called quick reloading. By quickly unequipping and re-equipping the RPG after every shot, we can blast away a lot quicker. We don't have to wait for a really long reload animation. This isn't a glitch, this is actually in the instruction manual for the game. The game says by quickly equipping and unequipping and re-equipping are done, you'll do a quick reload. I don't think Kojima had in mind that we would do it like this and just completely blast away. And this does a number on the wrist, trying to...
I believe the manual is referred to it as tactical reload.
Tactical reloading, that is correct, actually, yes. I'm looking at the damage, I've probably done enough as much as you would be able to, so we should be fine. We've got another keratin, so we stand up, or kneel, shoot the keratin, and now we're going to shoot these C3. The plan here is to shoot the C3, blow the bridge, and send the Shagahod into the depths below. And this last shot, we're going to do it no-scope style. Because Snake has perfect aim in third person. Now we go into the Shagahod fights. Equip the RPG. Want to get a precise shot here. Hopefully. Yep, that's good. I'm going to blast over there where the keratin is and hopefully hit it. I want to wait for the tire screech of Eva. Shoot the treads. I can hear the frog, but I know I hit it. Hopefully we're going to try, Eva's decided to move, keep going Eva. I'm going to try and hold a loop here. I'm going to shoot now. Hopefully. This fight is a little bit weird in the original. Because it's not clear what the iframes of the treads are. Sometimes you can shoot the treads early, sometimes you have to wait. It's something they actually fixed in Delta. In Delta it's really clear what the iframes of the Shagahod's treads are. But in this, eventually you just get to a point where you basically have to do it casually because there is nothing to do. You just have to keep trying to get it to stop and get around the back. So we just have to set it out and deal with the... It's a very, very RNG fight. Thankfully... Oh, that was a good shot. Thankfully, I did take out the keratin already, so we don't have to worry about taking it out in phase 2. There is a second phase. Thankfully, the second phase is a lot simpler. Just need to get around the back. Come on, Eva. Oh, he's moving. Good. There we go, so that's phase 1. Phase 2, thankfully, is a lot faster. We shoot, whip out the Mosin Nagant, shoot Volgin in the head, shoot the RPG again, whip out the Mosin, shoot Volgin in the head, shoot the RPG, whip out the Mosin, shoot Volgin in the head, shoot the RPG, whip out the Mosin, and shoot Volgin in the head. And phase 2 is over very, very quickly, thankfully. So we're back on the bike
Amazing.
chase. We are escaping. The frog for this room is right at the end of the room. And my community lovingly refer to this frog as Hell Frog. Because this frog is literally the end of the room. If you miss this frog, you have maybe 2 seconds to grab your RPG, shoot the floor, and reset the room before your run is completely invalidated. Now, on European Extreme, that isn't too bad, because Snake doesn't have a very big health bar. On very easy difficulty, which is where you start this run, and actually, on speedrun.com, there is no difference for all keratins in difficulty. It's all one category. So very easy, by default, is the fastest version of this run. I hold the world record very easy, and therefore for the category overall. I do also hold the European Extreme world record, but technically that doesn't exist on speedrun.com. But if you're learning this on very easy, Snake's health bar is the same length as his stamina bar. So if you miss the frog at the end of this room, you are cooked. You can't. The only thing you can do, and this is what I had to do when I was first learning the run, is take loads of deliberately deal damage to yourself throughout the run, throughout the room, so that by the time you get to the end of the room, you can just take a couple of shots to reset if you need to. So here is Hellfrog. Hellfrog is right here. And we got him. Now, thankfully, because we've got the Cold War camo, those guards will not shoot me. One of them's got an RPG. So it's really, really nasty if you get shot by that guy. Yeah, that's Hellfrog. I have lost world record pace runs to that frog in the past. Our next frog is here. Got it. Hopefully that guy, yeah, we can take out the middle guards just by shooting in third person there. And you can, these guards, for some reason, none of the other guards do it, but you can hear these guards saying "damn it" constantly, and that is because they don't want to shoot because I've got the Cold War camo on. Without the Cold War camo, this section is, particularly for keratins, is horrible. Trying to take out Hellfrog without the Cold War camo is very, very difficult if you don't want to kill the guards. If you're just blasting away and killing all the guards, then it's easy enough. You just throw an RPG out there. But if you're trying to go non-lethally, you can't use your RPG on it because you'll hit one of the guards and kill them. So the Cold War camo is an absolute game changer for this run. It's so useful. We are going to come across a log shortly. Unfortunately, because we're on European Extreme, we miss out on Eva's best line in the game. Eva has 2 lines here. One for if you shoot the log. Nice. If you miss the log, she says you stink. And the way she delivers the line is so bratish and childish. It's beautiful. But getting hit by that log on European Extreme is not recommended. We have one more bike chase section to go, and therefore one more bike chase frog. Try and take out some of these guards. We got the frog is right here. I missed it. I missed the frog with my RPG. In the interest of time, considering how much extra time I've already used in this run, we're just going to keep going. This run's already invalidated anyway, and I don't want to take up any more of Completithon's precious time. So we're just going to continue. We're just going to pretend that I did hit that frog. Can we get a wacka wacka in chat? If enough of us wacka wacka, then I think we can say that yes, we did hit it because we can hear it. There we go, frog hit. It's all good. We're all good. we're nearly done with the bike chase. We're going to be out of this room very shortly. And then when we go into the next room, we are going to be pursued by some guards. We've got to escort Eva. We've got to escort Eva through 2 rooms, and then we have the final boss. And then I promise that is the end of the run. End of this cursed run. We're going to have to cure Eva. We're going to swap camos because we will get spotted by guards if we keep wearing the Cold War camo. Do a little bit of curing. We've got 3 more frogs to get, and then we're done. So I've kind of explained what we're going to do in the next couple of rooms. So if Reetry, you are free to take over for a few minutes.
Okay. We actually have a donation that came in from JN_SC2,
Jen!
who said, I really like the time Nick used to work for Metal Gear Solid 1. And says Nick will know what this means.
Let me have some more.
I know exactly what that means. I was doing a practice stream of this yesterday, and during that practice stream, I was trying to say, because I'm a showrunner for GDQ, I now work for GDQ, and somehow managed to say I've never worked for Metal Gear Solid before. I don't quite know how my words twisted into that, but clearly JN still has a thing about it. So this is the pursuit section. Normally in this room in a speedrun we'd go right. I've gone left. We normally go right because that's the fastest way. But the frog is on the left. So we're going this way. We've got to take out some guards. If you were doing this normally, you wouldn't have to take out guards. You go right, and the guards don't catch up to you. But because we're going left, the guards do catch up to us, and we've got to take them out before they see us. Try and take out as many of them as possible whilst keeping Eva moving forwards. Stop here. Frog is down here. Whilst we wait for Eva to cross, we're just going to make sure there's no more guards following us. Oh, yep, there is. Try and take him out. All good. That should be it. That looks fine. I don't see any more guards coming, so we should be in the clear now. So now we just have to get Eva to the end of the room. Eva's a bit funky in this game. We have to. I'm being careful not to get too far ahead of her because she does have a mind of her own and she can kind of wander off. You don't want to get her to get too close. If she gets too close, she'll stop, and you'll have to beckon her to follow you again. But as we come into like this area with like there's a log here and there's another log over there. If you're too far away from her, she'll take her own path. She won't follow you. That's going to distract this guard down here, and he's now going to go for a big long walk to get around to the side. Take that guard out. Take that guard out. Oh, didn't actually hit him in the head. Got him. And there's a guard in the bushes here. You don't have to take this guard out. If you move around, because he's so focused on where he's looking, you and Eva can just walk around him and he won't notice you. But sometimes Eva likes, as I said, sometimes Eva has a bit of a mind of her own and she likes to wander off. And I have had a couple of runs die because she's wandered off into that guard. There's our destination, that little ledge there. And we are into the final boss, the final frog, and very nearly the end of the run. There's one unskippable cutscene, and then there's just one last little bit of gameplay, and then it will be time. So boss fights. We're gonna shoot the frog at the end. We're gonna parry the boss's CQC, grab my Mosing the Guns, shoot her twice in the head, and then hit her with my own CQC. I'm going to be using stun grenades again, so again, warning of flashing lights. Turn around so I don't get blinded by it, and repeat the process. Wait for her iframes. Oh, I missed the second shot, so I'm just going to try and reset her. She's off. So just got to reset her now.
Brace yourself.
Again, sort out the CQC. And CQC slam. I now can't. I can't use stun grenades anymore because she's over half depleted.
See what you're made of.
So we just got to keep. Oh, oh dear! I think I'm dead from that. She kind of juked. She went to hit me, and then she moved and then tried again. So we get another shot to try and do this correctly.
Let's see what you're made of.
Oh no, Snake! Turn around. That's better. Right, here we go. Wouldn't be this run without another error at the end, would it? This is much better. One more stun grenade. She's just over half. I can still use a stun grenade at this point. 2, 3. So wait for our iframes. Slam. We now can't use stun grenades, so we want to shoot her in the head. And we just want to move away to try and reset her. Here we go. That's better. Knock her. Oh, this is awkward up against the tree. I didn't think I was going to be able to do that. Having her right up against the tree like that was a little bit awkward. So again, we just want to reset her, get her to come out, and yep, here we go. Gotcha. And then shots, CQC slam, fight over, and before we fade out, final frog. There we go. So we now have an unskippable cutscene where we're going to shoot the boss, and then there's one final little bit of gameplay. So during the unskippable cutscene, I will do my outro now. So thank you all very much for watching the run. I hope you've really enjoyed it. It has gone catastrophically wrong in some places, but we perceived and we got there in the end. And sometimes that's what speedrunning is all about. And you just have to keep going and get on and do it. So I'm glad we have finished the run at the very least. I hope you've enjoyed it. If you want to watch me do this, if you want to watch me speedrun Metal Gear Solid Delta, the remake of this, I'm live on twitch.tv/NickRPGreen every Tuesday and Thursday from 8 PM UK time. As I said earlier, in a few hours' time, 2.5 hours' time, I have my first hotfix showrunner show. Fast Travel, that's every 2 weeks.
Kill me now.
Friday at midnight UK time, 7 PM US Eastern. So yeah, come and check those out. Obviously, don't check out tonight's because I want you to keep watching Completithon and raise money for them. But yeah, and if you really enjoyed this game, you enjoyed the Metal Gear series, go check out Metal Gear Speedrunners, join the Discord. There's always loads of people ready to help you learn these games and get into them. So we're going to blast the boss. She's now dead. We just have one final bit. So time is coming up. I'm going to grab this gun on the left, and the moment I take a shot is time. Time. There we go. That is Metal Gear Solid 3, All Keratin's European Extreme. Normally, in an actual speedrun, we'd now watch the credits. That's 10 minutes. That counts towards time. So we're not going to show that. So I'm gonna hand back over and let everyone here get on with this wonderful, wonderful marathon. Please keep your donations coming in, and I hope to see you again in another marathon very soon. Back to a free trick.
Thank you so much, Nick, for that wonderful, wonderful run. We had a lot of fun, despite all the things that might happen during a marathon run. I think that was really, really fun.
Thank you.
Okay. So we're going to throw it to an intermission right now. Okay. That has been me for the host stage for today. My name is Afridi, and I will be handing the mic over to Tabby, who will start us off with the next round coming up, which is Kirby and the Forgotten Land, run by Mr. Chasta. So stick around.
Howdy, everybody. Thanks for the glorious introduction, Afridi. I'll take it from here.